when we design our forms, usually we write something in here like a checkbox in here that I accept the term, so that the user would agree the terms of visiting or being a subscriber of our website. So in here we go in the HTML, and after all the texts in here, we create another input, this time for the checkbox. So if we go in here and type checkbox, it would create a checkbox for us, and now we close it. Also we write something in here, for example, I in a bold, maybe in a bold format, so we say B I, yes, I agree the terms. B, yes, and it's enough. You could also put it another div in here with the ID of text div, and give the input also an ID of, let's say, or let me just change the name, term div, and the ID in here to be just terms. And also we close the div. Now if we go in here and refresh it, you see we have the I agree the terms. Now we get to the button. We gave the button an ID of button for the division, and for the input for the button itself we give it a ID of sub, just so you'll be more familiar and more professional with the CSS. First we want to do like we have always done, look at the outer div, give it a background color. So in here, if we just say a button for the outer div, and then give it a background color, assign it a width, actually first a width of, let's say, 200 pixel and a height of 50 pixel. Now if we have a look, and also the background color we want it to be orange. Now if we have a look in here, so nothing has changed. I forgot the display block in here. Now we refresh it again, nothing has changed. Let me just check again. So this is our division in here, right? The ID is button. So what we have done, also let me check the upper division. What we have done is that we define the hashtag button. We say display block, the width, the height, and the background color. Yes, I have a semicolon in here. This should be colon, and this should be a semicolon. I think now it's right. We refresh it. Now as you see, we have this box in here, but well, we don't need any box in here. We could just move the sign up. I just wanted to tell you that if we want to create another space in here and then use the sign up in that space, but right now we don't need that, so we just cut all of these codes and use the button ID itself. If we look, the input button is in the ID of sub, so in here we say sub, and now first of all we say display block, and then let's say margin top, give it a 5 pixel margin from top, and a margin left of maybe 50 pixel to see what would happen. If you look, this is in here. I think we need more margin for both of them, for example 250 for this and 10 pixel for the top conditions. Now if we refresh, so it's so big, maybe 150. Again check it, it's good I think now. I think the agree terms don't need to be this bold, so what we are going to do is to just delete this I agree the terms in here, the terms, the bold tag in here. If we have a look again, as you see, I agree the terms. Also, we could just make this box checked, so that when the user fills these boxes, the checkbox is already checked. So in here, in the checkbox, we could add another attribute called checked, and the value of it could be also checked, I think. Now if we refresh it and have a look, you see it would be checked by default. Now let's go for the sign up. Let's go for the CSS. First I want it to be 180 pixel margin from left, and next I want to give it some color and background color. So first of all, I want a background color of, let's say, green, like everything else. So this could be green with the 04 CC and 54. So we say background color 04 CC and 04 CC and 54. This would be the background color, and maybe the color of the text itself could be white or FF. We could use 3 Fs also. Now if we look at the browser and refresh it, this is our button. We need to make it bigger, or maybe we want, when the user goes on the sign up, we want to make it bigger. So first let me just increase the width, make it 80 or 70 pixel, and have a look. So maybe 100 pixel. Yes, 100 pixel. Maybe give it more height, like for example the height to be 40 pixel. If we look again, this is our sign up. Now what we are going to do is to do some other things, some professional things in the CSS, which is the transition. So in transition, what we do is what I'm going to do is that when the user moves the mouse or hovers the mouse over this button, I want this button to get bigger. So for that, what we do, we use something like transition and transform. In here we say, first let me just do the transform. In here we say sub, which is the IB of my button, and then quotation, and then hover. By this we mean that we want this button to change when the mouse hovers on the button. And in here we say the transformation of scaling the button on the size of 1.5. So we want the button to get bigger by a value of 1.5. So this is the transform, but how fast do we want that? We use the transition for that. We say transition. In here I want the transform to happen in 0.1 second. Now it's completely okay. We go in here, we refresh. Now when we hover the mouse on the sign up, as you see, it became bigger. We could do the same thing for the text boxes, something that you could do by your own. Now one thing I don't like is the background color of this button. So we could just go in here and this, for example, the background, I want it dark green, something like this, 1A42. So background color should be 1A42 and then we have 2A. If we refresh it now this is the sign up. I think it's better. We also would want to change the borders in here. So like always, we say border. The first one would be the border width, which we want it to be 2 pixels, and then in here dotted, for example. For the border also I want the color to be maybe blue. Now if we check it, as you see, it has changed like this. Or maybe we change it to, let's say, orange and make it dashed instead of blue. In here, make it dashed instead of dotted. Now if we go again and refresh it, now this is our button. As you see, it gets bigger when you go in here. The last thing that I want to change is the background color of our form in here. Again, I want to change it to a darker green. If we go and maybe, for example, something like this, 1A 47 and 2C. So as you see, the outer div is this one, which the ID of page. So we go in the first one, we say 1A 47 and 2C. Okay, go to the browser, we refresh it, and this is our final sign up page. As I said before, I'm sure that you have a much better taste than I do, so I hope you make a much more beautiful sign up form. Now let's go to our page, our initial page. In here we hit enter. What we want to do is that when the user clicks on the sign up, he would be redirected to the sign up page that we have created. But if the user now clicks on it, he won't be, because the page that we have created for sign up is the sign up HTML, while the user would be redirected to PHP, signup.php, because later we would need to connect to the database using this page. We should add some programming languages, codes like PHP, so we change the extension to PHP. But right now what I want to do is to just go to this HTML, the nano index.html page, and go for the sign up, make it signup.html, and then when we added those kind of codes that I told you, then we would change it to signup.php. So right now, if this is the user, the main page, refresh, as you see, this is our main page. Now the user would click on the sign up and he would be redirected to this page, which he could sign up by doing the username, email and password. See you in the next lecture.